What's up guys, Ryan here from Mudgunner, and I want to wish you all a happy new year. It is the final day of 2024 and it's been a great year. I feel like it's gone by fast, but it's also gone by slow. It's kind of weird because today will be video number 368 for the year of 2024. I posted every single day this year. Some days I posted 2 videos because sometimes they didn't get up until like after midnight. So yeah, but we did get 368 YouTube videos up, including this one, for 2024 and 368 shorts. So yeah, it was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. And I learned a lot this year, and I feel like next year is going to be even bigger. I'm not going to get 368 videos up, unfortunately, but I do want to do some bigger things next year. But the purpose of this video, I didn't really have a set plan as to what I wanted to record today. I am shooting tomorrow, and I want to shoot my 308 gun, so I figured, you know, we might as well talk about the 308s again because I'm really getting into it. I feel like I get really focused or hyper focused on certain things, and I tried to like, you guys know me, I like buying guns, but it also just kind of works out like I manifest them into existence because I'm like, if I want to buy an HK MR762 and I like fixate on it, it ends up coming into the store. It's kind of weird. I've been talking about I want a SCAR 20 and 308, and guess what? Someone just sold us a SCAR 20 and 308. So I did set it aside. It'll be a little while before I get it, and then even after that, it'll be a little while before I get a scope for it. So unfortunately, I can't show you guys that anytime soon. But yeah, I feel like I'm building out a pretty cool 308 collection. I do like collecting guns, guys. I get that, you know, this is probably overkill. You can do a lot with less. I understand that, but I do like collecting guns. It is my passion, but I also want to shoot them, and I don't want to just only be able to shoot these things 100 yards because let's be honest, they're built for much further than that. So yeah, I'm going to just kind of talk about what I have here and what I'm going to do tomorrow. It's not going to be anything intense. I'm getting them zeroed at 100 yards, and that's about as far as I'm going to be able to shoot. So we'll talk about the guns. First up, we're going to talk about my very first Precision 308, which is my SIG 716 Precision. So it's a Gen 1 716 piston-driven 18-inch barrel. It's a 1 in 10 twist, and then yeah, it's a pretty badass setup from the factory. It came with a Harris bipod, came with a Geissele trigger, and came with a Magpul PRS stock. I added a Nightforce SHV. This is the 5 to 20 by 56 in the Nightforce cantilever mount, and then I swapped out the PWS muzzle brake it came with for a Huxworks, because I did buy a couple Huxworks hands. I have a few suppressors that I bought, but I just haven't papered yet, so they're just kind of sitting at my store, but I'll paper them soon. So as of right now, I have 2 OSS Helix QD 762s and 1 Helix QD 762 Titanium. So the SIG is going to get one. I don't know which one. And then the HK up here is also going to get one of those suppressors. So I think the Helix just looks good on the SIG and the HK. So we'll talk about the HK next. This is my MR762A1. I have not shot this one yet. The SIG I've shot a lot. This one I have not shot yet because I was building it up and I got the scope on there. This one has a Nightforce NXS. This is the 3.5 to 15 by 50, and I think it'll be a pretty nice scope on here. I did do the Troy offset, the 45-degree offsets, because it kind of makes it look like the CSAS we have at home. CSAS stands for, what was it, Compact Semi-Automatic Sniper System. It's like a military rifle, but unfortunately we don't get the exact guns that the military uses as far as like features go. So the MR762A1 is not the same as the 417 or the G28 or the CSAS, any of that stuff, but or the M110A1. But it is, you know, close enough for me at home. And then this is also going to get the Huxworks can, or the OSS can, so pre-Huxworks, it's the same thing basically. But it's also going to get an OSS Helix QD762, and I'm excited for that. I do have an Atlas bipod on here, and other than that, it shipped with a Magpul grip. I swapped it out for the HK V2 grip. It's kind of weird that they don't ship with their own grip. But yeah, I'm excited to shoot this thing, and we'll see how it shoots. I'm curious which one will be better between this and the SIG. This is a 16-inch barrel. The SIG is an 18-inch barrel. Next up, we'll keep talking AR-10s. This one I've talked about a couple times. Have not shot it yet, and this is my HK, not my HK, we just talked about the HK. This is my Knights Armament SR25, and this one is from 1993 with the serial number matching suppressor. So this is the SR suppressor on an SR25. And the reason why I can't shoot this one yet is because it has a trigger issue, and I'm pretty sure this is the trigger it shipped out with based off talking to the original owner. I am the second owner of this, and he ordered it directly from Knights Armament back in 1993. And it's got a little screw from the bottom here that looks like a set screw for it. It's stamped Mark II down here on the bottom, but this is an old school Geissele trigger, probably about 30 years old, and I assume it could have been just a prototype back then, but unfortunately what's happening is the hammer is a little too long, and it's pressing up against the bolt carrier group once the hammer is down. So not good to shoot it that way. I don't want to damage it. I need to source a different trigger for it. I would like to get just a Modern Knights trigger to put in there, but until I swap that trigger out, it's not going to be good to shoot. And then at some point, I would probably make it in its original configuration again. So I have the old school carbon fiber handguard. I need to source an A2 stock, and then I would source an old school 1993 scope, like preferably a Leupold if I can find one. It would be like a 3.5 to 10 or maybe a fixed 10. But yeah, so this one unfortunately is not going to get shot just yet until I can upgrade the trigger. But tomorrow I am shooting my SIG, my HK, and then this one right here. That is my bolt gun, my very first modern bolt gun. I do have bolt guns, but they're all military rifles, so like Mosin's, Springfield 1903, 0383, some Mausers. This is my very first modern bolt gun, and I feel like I kind of spoiled myself. I understand that, but I did buy it used, so like everything here I bought used. I did not buy any of these new. But yeah, this is a GA Precision Gladius, and then I have a Collis K624i. This is a 6-24 by 56 scope. This one's first focal plane. The other two are second focal plane. This Knights has a Leupold Mark IV 8.5 to 25 by 50, and now it's a first focal plane. But I don't know if that scope will stay on there. We'll see. But yeah, this one I'm really excited about because it's a bolt gun, and the action is just buttery smooth. I also have an Atlas bipod on here. I would like to suppress this, but it takes an old Surefire suppressor. I believe it's the FA762SS. I believe it's one of those suppressors, but this is the muzzle device to mount that suppressor, and they don't make it anymore. So I'll have to source like a police trade-in one or something. But yeah, even if I can't source it, this will just be really cool to shoot as a standard bolt gun. It's chambered in 308, and yeah, it should be a dream to shoot. It's a very beefy setup, but I bet it'll shoot like a dream. So those are the guns I have to work with. And then again, I'm gonna be doing a SCAR Mark 20 or SCAR 20. So that is the 20-inch SCAR 17. That one has a 1 in 12 twist barrel, unfortunately. I think the modern ones come with a 1 in 10 twist barrel, which I believe would be better for heavier grain ammo, but I assume the 1 in 12 is fine. I shoot my other SCAR 17s with the 1 in 12 twist barrel, and there's no issues there, but I'm not trying to shoot them for 1,000 yards. My girlfriend got me this for Christmas. This is the Bog Death Grip tripod. I'm excited to use that. I think I'll still zero them on like a table, and then I'll try it on the tripod and see. I don't know which is the better way to zero, whether it's standing up on a tripod or sitting down on the table. I assume the table is probably a little better. I found my rangefinder that I've had, I've just never used it. And I had to source a battery because it takes like a CR3, but not the CR123 battery. So I got batteries in this today. This is a Redfield Raider 550. I don't know how great of a rangefinder it is. I turned it on and it works. So we're gonna go with that. But yeah, I'm gonna use this to set up my targets at 100 yards tomorrow. I'm basically just zeroing these at 100, and that'll be the furthest I can shoot as of right now. I would like to push them out to distance. I have some buddies that are into long range shooting, so I wanna go shoot with them. There's a big group of guys that are into like precision rifle shooting out here in Arizona, so I wanna like link up with them and do maybe some of those courses once I'm a little bit more knowledgeable on it. And then one of the other big expenses of long range shooting is gonna be the ammo. I have slowly been building up a pile of ammo. I think I have about 1,000 rounds of match grade ammo at this point that I've been collecting since, what, last 8 years? Because I knew I wanted to get into it, but I was always just shooting ball ammo through my SIG 716 because it's like, I'm shooting 300 yards. I don't need match ammo for that. But what I have here is I've accumulated a lot of federal match ammo, and I try to keep it as close as I can. So this one, like this is the modern 168 grain. I have 175 grain and then 185 grain. So I have those in like modern boxes, but then I have a lot of older 168 grain. So I have this white box right here, which I think this one's a little bit older than the next one I'm about to pull out. And then I have this one, and then I have this one. So this is all federal gold medal match 168 grain boat tail hollow points. So I think that would be older than the middle one and then the most recent one. But yeah, match ammo is pretty expensive in 308s. I just buy it secondhand when it comes into our store because we do buy ammo, and it just works out a little bit better, but it's still pricey, unfortunately. So unfortunately, I don't reload. I don't have the space to reload. I don't know how to reload. So I know that you guys that reload can probably get a more accurate round. I'm not a 1 MOA shooter, so I think for starters, this will be good to get me started, and then I'll just learn from there. I do have some other stuff too. I have Hornady here. This is 168 grain tap. What else do I have? I have Hornady 168 grain AMAX. I have this 165 grain full bore ammo. Yeah, whenever I was able to get it for a somewhat affordable price, I did buy it. And yeah, I have about 1,000 rounds between a couple different things. And what's the goal is, I'm gonna shoot probably mostly 168 grain tomorrow because that's what I have. I'm gonna get them zeroed, and then from that point on, I'll kind of play with different rounds and see what it likes. I've done a little bit of like YouTube watching on it, and there's just a lot that goes into the bullet itself, the grains, all that stuff. I know I'm just a beginner with this. So if you guys don't know anything about this, don't worry, I don't either. So that's why I want to learn. And what I'd like to do is take some precision rifle courses at some point. I know here in Arizona, Independence Training does it. I know Haley Strategic does it. There's probably other ones too, but those are the two off the top of my head that I know. And other than that, I mean, I think it'd be really cool to be able to shoot all these rifles out to 1,000 yards. And I want to build like the dope chart. But yeah, I just want to be able to shoot every single one of these at 1,000 yards. And then I could bring out my Barrett M82 and try that at 1,000 yards too. But that I just have ball ammo for. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I didn't really have anything specific to talk about today. It's the last day of 2024. I'm getting ready to go to the range. No partying for me tonight. But if you guys go out, make smart decisions. Don't get yourself in trouble or injured. So thank you guys. I want to wish you a happy new year, and I'm excited to kind of get into this realm of long range shooting. So stay tuned for my next video, and I'll see you next year.